Assalamu alaikum दोस्तों. Good morning to everyone out in the whole world wherever you're living. तो आज का जो हमारा टॉपिक है वो एक ऐसा टॉपिक है जिससे हम सब गुजर रहे होते अपनी लाइफ में. दैट इज़ इमोशनल पेन. और ये बहुत खूबसूरती है कि जो इंटरनेशनल गेस्ट हैं हमारे, दे गिव अस टाइम, दे गिव अस सो मच, they make us obliged every time by joining us and share their experience. So with me today is very special guest. I want to, first of all, I will introduce her, then we will move to our talk. Mr. Hannah Vanderhayden is a joy activist, and she's somatic release coach. Well, somatic is a body training and neurodiverse education. She's a neurodiverse educator. She is a community leader, creator of modern coaching and organization called Joy Feast, a systematic process to return to our authentic joy, power, vitality, and purpose. So, help me welcome Mam Hannah. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Thank you all for having me, and just wanted to thank you all for taking the time out of your day to be here and joining us in this conversation. I'm extremely excited to be here. I love speaking with people who are wanting to gain their wisdom, gain greater wisdom, gain greater understanding, and ask really good questions. Because if we don't have a good question, the answers are never going to come to us. So it's a real honor to be here, and I'm excited to dive into hopefully some really juicy conversations today.
Well, the most juicy, the most juicy question and the most descriptive question is that since we all experience so much stress in our life, and we do so much of breathing exercises, so much of stuff, but we are unable to calm our minds. So, can you tell us that what is like how we can calm our mind? What is the basic thing that we need to polish in our life? So, what is the basic thing we need to polish in our life to calm our minds, to calm our physique?
Well, there's no real right or wrong way to find your calm. I feel like it's really, really unique to each individual. Like, I was visiting with a friend this week who said, I am just really loving running. Like, when I'm running, my whole mind just lets go, or interconnections in my brain are able to happen. Like, my brain is able to synthesize information I've been processing through this week, and it just creates this really sense of calm in my body. And there's some people who love to wake up and sit in quiet with themselves and meditate. Some people like to use different apps. For me personally, I like to dance, and so I've actually developed a process that I've used for myself and opened up to others. And it's a process of exerting ourselves in a really meaningful way and trying on different energies. And so it's an emotional exercise that helps to expand and release from different energy centers in the body. And so for me and the people that I've been able to walk through this, that big exertion of like stepping into just these different energies and different archetypes. So archetypes meaning, like, I might say be a warrior, or be a toad, or be a waterfall. Like, whenever we're trying on these different modalities, they bring us into different states of being, and can allow us to have these incredibly large releases of blocked energy. And I really do find that when we have that release, there's the calm that comes after that. So one of my favorite exercises that I actually love to do with women is our like rage release. It's a rage release exercise. And so the way it works is I can't do it because my jacket's on a little bit tight, but you bring the hands above the head, and you sometimes can hold a bat, or you could just even use your hands in a fist. And if you were on a bed, you'd slam yourself down from your core, and you do this sound. And if you do this about 10 times, there's going to be this like massive release that comes out. Sometimes there's tears, but there's this like stored pent up energy that we all seem to be carrying. And that when it does come out and is released, we are able to enter this very calm, euphoric, peaceful state, which is something that I find is really missing, is like that big energy release that's not simply just through exercise. Exercise can be like very linear.
Wow.
And so that's one of the things that I found to be the most effective, is like using the body to exert in a really powerful way and then be able to come back into our softness and our clarity.
So that's amazing. That and I feel that it's a new method. First, I have heard it first time. Ma'am, somatic. I was reading
Yeah.
in your profile that your somatic release. You help people. What is somatic actually, and how? What is the? It's what is training procedure, and how somatic help us in reshaping our neuro fitness and our emotional healing.
So in this moment, I'm using a somatic approach to collect myself. So can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Perfectly.
So right now I'm choosing to close my eyes and I'm connected with my breath. And I'm just taking that moment to collect myself. So this is a very, very small example of somatic. So somatic is using your body to gain knowledge and wisdom.
But is it similar with the breathing, some sort of breathing exercises we learn in yoga that take the breath with the count of 8, like some yogis say us, take a deep breath with the count of 8, hold it for 7 to 8 seconds, and then release it through your mouth. So this is how we come into the present moment, what we are missing in our life. Can we connect somatic with that particular procedure of yoga?
Can I connect somatic? I'm not a breath work practitioner. Breath
Okay.
is definitely a part of it, but that's not my area of specialty in what I teach. The way that, so while breathing is essential, it's the core, right? But what I find is in the way of breath is the blockages in our bodies.
Okay.
So if I'm trying to take a deep breath in, can we do a breath together? Can everyone who's watching just take a really deep breath in, as deep as we can, and see what it feels like to fill our bodies with air, and just notice what happens. So let's do that. And then I'll speak a bit more about what I'll extend on this in a moment. So if we can all just take a moment, let's take a deep breath in, let's close our eyes, maybe take 3, and just notice how this breath is moving through your body. You
Okay.
ready for this?
Yeah. Perfect.
So as you're doing this exercise and just connecting with your breathing, just notice if there were any parts of your body that felt a little bit tight or restricted. Did you notice anything? Was there an area that was a little bit tighter when you were trying to breathe into? Or
Yeah,
did the
I
air
was.
come?
I felt like there's certain lobe of the brain that is causing some irritation. That was a particular feeling. Whenever I do this, I feel like there's a particular part in the brain that is some sort of stiffed. So this is how what I felt when I was breathing. Otherwise, in the part of my like my belly, like my lungs, everything was okay. But when I took the breath, so it was struck in some particular area. I cannot name that particular area, that which type of lobe is that, but yeah, that field.
Yes. So, and I'm really curious too, if anyone who's watching, you can ask yourself the same question, was like, did the breath go, did it go through you in a really smooth way? Or were there areas that you felt even opening up almost as if it was crunchy, or just like a little bit more restricted, or maybe you realized, wow, I need to do this breath more often. Like I didn't, my body felt better after. So that's a very small example of using breath to realize where is our body locked up inside. And I'll speak for myself. I'm a very high energy person, and I carry a lot of emotions in my body. And when these emotions are not expressed, they can get restricted and stuck and tight in the body. And for most of us who have not been creative most of our lives, who maybe were told that we were painting when we were a kid, and they said, "Hey, don't do that. You're making a mess on the table." And the child goes like, "Oh my gosh, painting means I'm bad." And oh my gosh, I can't paint because, oh my gosh, like the hero of my world just like reprimanded me for like being awful. And so, now the artist gets repressed and stuck inside. And now when this person's walking through life and they see a brush, they want to pick it up and they still want to paint, but something says, "No, I can't paint." No, that's something about that now that they've made some kind of idea in their body. They made an idea up here and it got stuck in their body that's something that they can't do anymore because it's bad. But they're grown up now, and there's nothing wrong with painting, but that's still sitting inside of the body, these beliefs and these expressions of ourselves that needed to come out and want to come out, but got shut down at life. And at some point, maybe we made a story about them, or it's so different for each person. But the point of it is there's things that get locked up inside, and they need to be released. They need to come out. I mean, we can keep them if we want, but what's going to happen is we're going to be a lesser version of ourselves. We're not going to be as full. We're not going to be as free. We're not going to be as relaxed. So this is one of the reasons that I find when we do, almost before we do our breathing, is taking some time to actually work and get into the body and be using dancing styles of movement and collectively utilizing our environment and the people around us to exert an intense energy that releases those blocks in the first place, just by expressing in this really big way. So that if you were to breathe after that, the breath can come through in an easier way because the body is less restricted and locked up. So this is one of those things where we can't really have one without the other. But if I try and sit there and just like meditate and do deep breaths, sometimes it just doesn't work for me. I don't get that full impact or benefit because to even start that breathing, my body's locked up.
Wow.
Yes. And when I did the exercise today, I had tightness right here in my heart. So a lot of us, as we are restricted in our hearts. This is one of the ways that we're the most protected. That little artist who got yelled at when you were little, and all the things that we've been through. The heart is one of the things that I find is getting the most locked up. And so, where was I going with that? It's just the heart. The heart is on my mind of like this work, this breath. I find. How do I say this? It really comes down to like unlocking the heart, and that's essentially what I'm trying to go after with my work, is like any movement and any kind of activity that's going to allow those big releases to happen, so that the breath, the intentionality, and our expressive nature is coming down from a heart-centered place. And we can't really have this calm, this freedom, if we're restricted and locked and scared of expressing and being out in the world. What do you
Exactly.
think? I'm talking a lot, but I'd love to hear from you. Did I answer your question?
No, what I was noticing is uh, I was also watching your interviews that uh, in between the interviews you were in the state of somatic. When the guest was answering, your eyes were closing, and you were paused for some moments. So that was so impressive. And even now, yeah, this is a present moment. Now, what is happening in your mind? What is happening in your body? I don't know, but I am just jealous with this feeling because I miss this feeling. Trust me. Yeah,
Yeah.
because uh, in this hustling bustling world we rarely find some moments for ourselves, to calm down, to really find ourselves. And that's why we go to some rehabilitation centers, most of the youngsters, most of the people. So this is what we really miss in our life. But uh, now there is one more thing that I want to quote from of Buddha. Buddha said that there's a strong connection of body and mind. That in the book Neurofitness, what I found very interesting is there is a frontal lobe that is responsible for emotions. So whenever our brain is bustled with so many of thoughts, so many of overthinking, that frontal lobe is totally overwhelmed, and it tempers down the thoughts into the heart, into the whole body. So that's why our heartbeat increases. So that's why we have to take a long breaths to calm down and to just decrease the job of our frontal lobe. This is how Buddha has said. That's why most of the yogis do breathing exercises to calm minds, to calm these things. So this is how this was quote from that. Ma'am, I want to know about your childhood. That uh, how was your childhood? What was your passion, and how you were drawn into like this life coaching? Was that your passion, or have you experienced any like emotional pain in your life that drove you into this?
Absolutely. Well, first off, I wanted to thank you for that quote because that's essentially what somatic is we're dropping down from the head into the
Mm.
body. We're coming out
Yeah.
from this very cerebral place and into a feeling space, which goes against, especially if you are, were raised as a woman, is like, don't feel so much, don't have so much emotion, don't be a
Yeah.
little pussy, don't be, like, don't cry. And it's all our whole like cultures, like I think globally have just been away from feeling
Don't cry.
away
Yeah.
from versus coming down into the heart, um into like truly our human experience. And so this is just like kind of this restricted blocked area of like we can't really go there, but it's the answer to everything.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And right. um and so for me, like just breathing is not enough. Like I'm not calm because I just sit and breathe. I mean, I do that every day. I sit in silence and I connect with my breath. That is a thing that happens, but the thing that I often need to do first is I need to do a huge physical somatic release. And so I do actually practice my own program called Joy Fest. I do it almost every single day, or I do my own version of it, different variants of it, depending on what my body is needing in a given day. Some days, I don't know if you had this, but have you ever had it where you just like, I just am pent up and like I'm feeling, there's resistance between me and the world, and I'm feeling almost like smaller. And so I have to use Joy Fest to be like, we're breaking out of this. I have to break free. I have to break my mind. I have got to get out of here. I need to get back inside so that I can really come out. And so it's actually like this state of calm and dropping down from the cerebral place to a somatic body experience, into that feeling state, that truly authentic expressive state. I need to practice that physical exertion to blow out anything that's restricting me. Are you following me?
Obviously.
Following with me so far?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
And
And so once that's blown out, then the ability to exercise emotional flexibility to go to a peak state and to bring it down into like Mother Teresa, like I'm like literally at a molecular level, just feeling everything that you're saying and integrating it. So I find like when this is all blocked up, like you had mentioned in the beginning, you said, yeah, I'm feeling it up here. And, you just sitting and breathing might get you there. But really what I'd want to do with you is I'd want to take you on the floor and be like, we're going to do a couple of exercises that it's going to completely blow your shit right open. Oh, sorry. blow
It's a
your.
common word. Yeah, no worries about shit. It's a common word.
But yeah, so it's like there's a way for you to actually utilize your energy in a form of expression that's going to send an energy. It's going to punch you up in your head. It's going to blow it open and create a whole bunch of new space so that when you want to drop it down and you want to actually like be like, okay, it's authentic. You don't have to try for that. That will happen as a natural effect of moving through a series of exercises and really giving it your all. But there needs to be a space in ourselves that's psychologically safe enough to let it rip open, to really express ourselves in this way that's healing, that unblocks everything so we can come out, right? So people can experience us. But when we're hiding behind our blocks, like we do not come out. So that's always the first step for me, is like, I'm not someone who can just sit there and meditate and be like, great, I'm all Zen now. No, it is the process of impactful archetype release and very specific exercises that punch us through. And then there's a process that I use to take us from now that we're clear, we've got you back, we're going to really enter that feeling state. And now we're going to get into doing some of that more deeper feeling communication. And I've found that it is incredible. I don't have to work very hard as a coach because I'm not inserting me into a person. All I'm doing is bringing you up and out so that we can experience our own wisdom, our own internal knowledge.
Exactly.
Thank you. And you had mentioned like, what happened as a child is, where did I come from? What have I been through to get here? Well, I'm a very expressive person and I'm a deeply emotional person. I'm a very somatic person. I'm of the body, very intuitive, right? And so a large part of my life was trying to be out and open as this really big beam of light, and also realizing that there's good and bad to everything. And so the good of my energy was as powerful as the bad. And so my whole life's work has been like, how can I avoid the suffering that I went through for anyone else on the planet? How can we get to like the bottom of the answers of what is going to end human suffering? And this program that I created and moving into coaching was really about what actually came from my teaching career, my education career. I'm giving a lot of information. My mind is splitting into like about 4 different stories right now. So I'm actually going to pause. I'm going to ask which road you'd like me to start with first, which is something that happens. My mind is very multidimensional. So I can speak about 4 different directions in this moment.
Yeah,
Where would
yeah,
you like
sure.
me to go?
No. You can light up every aspect.
Okay. Growing up and being me has been difficult. It's been difficult. You can keep your mic on if you'd like. I can feel us more together when your mic is on, actually.
Okay, all right. It's unmute
Yeah.
now.
Okay. No, it's interesting. I noticed it and I was like, I felt like I got cut off from you. And so there's this energetic thing about like we're both together in
No,
this, and I like to be able to hear.
let me crack a joke in between this, because in most of the people have weak English. Even if I do not claim I'm a pro in English, so that's why some people who do hosting, they prepare some questions, they mute their mic, they just throw a question to the guest, and they just leave their mic mute. So this is how things go. But I love to interact. So now the mic will be on mute. Yeah, please carry on.
Wonderful. Yeah, I like more interactive too. I find it's natural. I can speak, but it's easy for me to go on
I'm
tangents.
very
And so I
talkative.
find
You will be bored. Yeah, you will be bored. I'm very talkative.
yeah. I mean, and you're so like wonderful too. It's like, I like, other people to witness how we interact. Because I think we're 2 very interesting people, and I think we have interesting insights when we when we co-create a conversation between the two of us.
Exactly.
So
I'm very touched. Yeah.
love that. Thank you. I love that. Your question. Can you ask me your question one more time?
How was your childhood? How this what were the experiences? Good, bad, any experience? So I can just align that how Hannah is now like that, and she's doing somatic. So there is a story, there is a tragedy behind every success, behind every failure in our life. So was there any tragedy, or is it how is it now? What is the real story? I don't know.
The real story is that I was, as a child, very loving, pure love, pure energy. I used to spend my time going door to door with a yogurt container, asking for donations for the children in Haiti. My mother went to Haiti. She almost adopted a baby when she was there, and she used to work in the orphanages. And my mom was just my hero. Like, I thought she was the bee's knees. And I wanted to talk to anyone, any of our friends. We were in a religious community at the time. There were many people going to Haiti and doing that work and really wanting to be of service. And I was always drawn to those people, the people who felt deeper, who felt people in the world and understood that we had a capacity to connect with them in a way that was really meaningful. And so, as young as I can remember, some of my first memories were just about caring of people around the world. And that drove my behavior. It drove my projects. It drove my art that I would make. Like, I would spend a month making, a Christmas present for my teacher and writing poetry and
So sweet.
playing outside in the woods and climbing trees. And, as a preteen, I remember I tried to get I had 20 friends at the time. I remember making my list of like all of my friends and being like, we could support a child, those like, what are they called? The advertisements that come through and they show of like how you can support a child with only $1 a day and all this. And I was always like, I want to be able to support a child. I want to do it. I don't want to have to like only have the one we do with our family. I want to do it like, with my friends. And so I remember making the list of all my friends and doing all the math and realizing like, if all of us did this together, it would only cost us $1 a month. Like if there were 28, like how, what's the like max or minimum buy-in of like how many people I could get that we could support these, other people our age around the world with our capacities that we have.
A lot of bargain.
Yeah. And those were the things. And I would get everyone together and I would organize bike rides and
Wow.
oh yeah, I loved people. I wanted us to be together. I wanted us to go on adventures. And so, it was a regular thing that we'd go home, do our homework, and then I would call everyone back to my house. And then we would get our rollerblades on our bikes or go into the forest behind our house. And we would just go and have fun and be silly. And those are like the best times of my life. I was a natural born leader. Like when things were rough at school, we had a lot of bullying. I was one of the first kids in my grade who came to school and said, you know what? Enough of this SHIT. I'm over this, and I'm going to be friends with that person, and I'm going to like accept and take it on the chin, whatever it means to my popularity. I was like, this isn't okay, and it created this huge shift. We had like a very severe, like almost suicidal, bullying situation where I was, and I had been almost taken down with that bullying and got back in, and then eventually I had this conversation with God one night, and He said, you need to, the organizer said, you need to go and make this right. And so that next day I wrote this email, and there was this huge shift that started happening. The other kids started coming and saying, hey, I heard you forgave so-and-so and said you wanted to be friends. And I said, yeah, I think what we were doing was wrong. And like, it can't, like, for me, it stops today. And with that week, the rest of the grade followed my lead and everyone forgave. Yeah, it started one person at a time. And I never like gave myself that impact at the time, but that was, I think, one of the most definitive moments in my life was that conversation I had in my sleep. And then being like sure that I needed to do that and not knowing what would happen to me as a result, because having an entire grade turn on you is a terrifying thing for a 12-year-old. But that was like the sense of character and strength that I had as a child. And it was always very impulsive. I had a lot of energy, like on the other side of the coin of that. and really upset people. I would do things and realize after what I did was wrong, like being a very impulsive and high energy little girl. I played more like a boy than like the girls. I had a lot of guy friends. I like to play rough. I like to play a lot of tag and sprint really fast. And I was really lucky. I went to a school that had a lot of really active girls. And so it was usually like, you know, me and a handful of girls, and then we play with the guys too, but we play football and, you know, just all these running games and things like that. And then I was also very obsessed with love, very, very much love. You know, the other thing I'd love to do as a kid is like sit with my girlfriends or get us in a group. We had this beautiful tree, a few trees and like big logs. And I used to get everyone there and we were just like, yeah, just talk about love related things. It was like, I remember I was too young, I think, to just be like so understanding of like how much I loved people and loved love. And that was something that we used to spend a lot of time doing. So I would either was like running and playing sports, or I was like, let's talk about our feelings under this tree and talk about like all these people that we care about and like what's going on with our families. And so again, like it was like, you know, looking back, it was like this other form of leadership of like, we need to talk about our feelings and be together. And so that was it in a nutshell, kind of.
I can see compassion everywhere in your life. There is a compassion, there is a empathy, there is a care, there is a leadership. This is whole like this. This gives me a sense of a girl who is very sensitive since her birth, and she do not have any goal of life. She just want that how she is. So for most of the people who have this kind of nature, they experience a lot of emotional pain in their life because
Yes.
they care a lot for the people. Like even they cannot see violence at any cost. They cannot see a road accident. They cannot see any animal that is being cut by the butcher. So this is how the empathetic people feel in their life. So I can judge from your story that there is a sensitivity, and there is no clarity of goal. Just to love the life and just to be herself. This is how my assumption is. I may not be right for my assumption, but you mentioned very interesting thing that people are not allowed to burst out their emotions, and this same thing happens here in our society, in our Pakistani society. If a man is crying, it is a stigma. Oh my God, you are a male, you are crying. What happened to you? So crying is something that has been treated as a taboo for most of the time. So this is a fundamental thing that when you cry, you are actually healing your body. So since most of the time when I watch some emotional movies, I cry, and I deliberately cry because on realistic moments I do not cry. So I watch some emotional movies and I cry. So this happens to me a lot of time, and when I cry, I feel that that puzzle has resolved. So this is how like I feel. Uh, I want to show you something. Uh, that is a song of 2 minutes. You can you can judge my situation that how a person who is depressed, how is going to shrines, is going to mosque, is going to church, is going to temples to know himself. It is a song. The language of the song you may not understand, but you will love the tune. You will love the music. So I am sharing with you that song and it is from my core of my heart. I am the one who has acted in that song. You will love it, I hope.
Can I tell you my two favorite gifts in my life are
Yeah,
one,
yeah.
friends who send me dancing photos of themselves dancing. Like if I'm ever sad or ever been hurt by you or anyone, I'm like, just send me a video of you dancing. And the second one is music. Like when people are finding a song that's moving them or makes them think of me, or when I feel a song, I love to share with people. So you are totally like hitting my love language right now. This is awesome. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much. I'm really grateful for that. Now that is me, and I acted like I am very desperate and I'm in emotional pain. And now these are the panic fits that are coming in the first place. Is the sound audible?
Yeah, I can hear.
Okay.
Is this you?
Yeah. Yeah, it's me.
Wow.
Now that was not real cooking, right?
Yeah, armor the pain away.
uh,
तुम्हारी सबसे बड़ी लड़ाई तुम्हारे अंदर के विलन से है। जब तक तुम उस विलन को नहीं हराते
well, that was about the inner peace. Someone is finding the inner peace, but he's unable to find. Now he's trying everywhere that how can I find the treatment of my depression, and how can I treat myself, who I am. Even he's going to everywhere, not just mosque, not just praying namaz, but he's going everywhere on the in the temples, on the churches, everywhere on the shrines, just to calm down, and just to find himself that who really I am. So this was all about that. That was my little try. Again, somatic.
I think it's an important message.
Yeah.
I'm wondering like how many people watching that related in some way.
It's a 10 plus because it's early morning and people are waking up. They are joining, and actually, what has happened recently on Facebook is that Facebook is not entertaining uh, live sessions. Why? Because most of the people are using Facebook to scroll down. So when people interact with your live session, actually they are not seeing their advertisements. So what they have done is they sometimes give a little coverage to the live session. So now we have I have made a solution that after live sessions we play in watch parties in 4 to 5 times on watch parties, and we also edit the important clips, the clips that have important message, because I'm a video editor. So I do collect the content, and I do, like, as you are keeping a diary, a laptop where you are taking important notes, and these videos are my important notes. So wherever I get some important points, so I make a short clips, I roll on WhatsApp to my friends. So these things actually educate me a lot about so many things. Ma'am, a very important question is what is your take? What is your definition about depression? What is depression, and how can somebody heal? Because it's a very common question and it's a very common phenomenon of this world.
Hmm. Oh, you're muted. I lost you.
Okay,
Yes,
so
I wanted to maintain our connection.
okay, can I repeat this one?
Depression. So this is how what's coming to me and how I want to answer this is all I want to do when you asked me that question was to ask all the angry, sad people to come and try a couple exercises with me. Come and try and do 5 exercises. Let's get in a room. Let's do 5 exercises. I'm going to ask you to use your body in a certain way and be like, cool. If you want to be depressed after, be depressed after. Be depressed. It's all good. Do your thing. But I'm gonna ask, like, for 5 minutes for these people to do, or I'd probably even say 3, or even if we could pick one exercise and just repeat the exercise a few times. I'd be very curious if they could experience themselves the same way after having done that. I'm not a psychologist. I'm not a doctor, so I'm not going to speak to depression in that way. I just know that I've been through it. I think, I'm not qualified to say this, but I just believe that depression is a result of us not expressing ourselves, of not being real, not being authentic, not being free. Not feeling free makes us want to die. There's like, that's
Exactly.
when if the times that I've wanted to die in my life, I felt so unfree. I felt so stuck and so scared, and just like there was no way out. And I think that with the way that our world is set up right now, it's like we're kind of set up in a way that we can't, like, I don't mean this fully, but it can really feel like there's no way to win. And the people who, it's certain areas of the world and different people's stories, I've seen people come out of like and rise and have these amazing stories. But I'm just like, but what about everybody else? Like, life is hard. And like the systems of our world are not set up for us to win in a lot of ways. And that's like, am I allowed to swear on the show, or should I be censored? It's very, very sad. Very frigging sad.
Yeah.
That's the thing that depresses me.
We are
It's like,
free, ma'am. We are free to speak anything. Yeah. It's not about
yeah.
anything.
But that's the only thought I have, is just like, what if we got you to do a couple of these exercises that actually helped you, for even just for a moment, to be free in your own body? Would you still experience it the same way? You can still go back to being sad, but like you're always going to be being sad, knowing that there's this exercise that you could do, a couple of like movements that could completely release you in some respect from your pain and your suffering that you are in. Like that sense of dis-ease in that moment is like, it's hard to say, because I'm speaking of this in a very generalized way. Like depression is a real thing, and I'm not gonna dance around that. It's a real thing. But more so how I see depression and when I feel about it is I look at the systems that we're in. What is contributing? What is making that happen? Because I'm like, I think depression is real, and I don't think it's going anywhere anytime soon, because the world is in the state that we are in. We are armored people. Our hearts are armored. We are scared. We are awful to each other because we're awful to ourselves, because we're all restricted, right? And it's like, how can we really experience happiness? And then like the more restricted you get, the more restricted you get. The more restricted you get, the more restricted you get. Like, I don't know if you see old people, but they're literally like walking around like this. Like, it doesn't get better unless we do something about it. We have to like actively fight for change and walk it with our habits. And that can suck, but it can also be amazing. And so like, that's my drive, is like, I don't want people to be depressed anymore. I don't want you to carry all this in your body. I want you to be fucking free from this. And there are some simple things that we can do to get out of that. And I want that for each and every single one of you. If you're depressed, if you're hurting, my heart is with you. I've been there. I get it. All of us have had these like low periods of time, or maybe some people haven't, but yeah, life is hard, and I don't want you to suffer. And there are things that you can do, even if it's just to eliminate that pain and suffering for a couple of moments. That's, in my opinion, a worthy cause, a worthy thing to pursue and fight for. Is like, what if I just, once a day chose to try some different things with my body that like alleviated my suffering and gave me a moment to be like, even though things are scary, like I'm actually okay. Like I'm okay. And I'm having this moment of feeling me, which is incredibly effing healing.
Exactly. I do agree that it is our own created thought process. But what I have seen is in breakups, this is very common question, and I was thinking 1,000 times before asking, because I have also been in this phenomena that when we have breakup in our life, someone we love a lot, there are so many reasons. But the thing is, after breakup, we want to rehabilitate. We want to change the path of our life. We want to move our energy into positive energy. But sometimes our ego does not permit us to do that. So this is the first thing of the emotional pain. I also experienced this in my life, because this is a social media. I cannot share my whole story because it can impact somebody's life. But breakups are very hard, especially for some youngsters in their life. So I hope that through exercises, through physical exercise, because in this session I have got a lot of encouragement from you, the way you are expressive, and I will try to do more somatic to get over from this pain, because the healing power that I have getting from you. Trust me, I cannot recognize your age. While it is a stigma to ask anybody of their age, but your glow and your presence, your enlightenment do not suggest me any age for you. You can see my face and you can judge that I'm what is going in my head. But when I see you, I cannot judge that what is your real age. This is because of your a lot of practice and the things you have done in your life. So this everyone wants this enlightenment, this presence of mind. This is the whole thing that we also want. So, ma'am, I think I have consumed a lot of time from you, because this conversation has been very fruitful and so much lovely that even I do not want to leave you. But in the last few minutes, I want to have a rapid fire round with you to
Yeah,
get a lot from you.
great. Before we do that, do you mind if I share one thing that I've missed, which is incredibly important about somatic work?
Yeah,
Okay.
I will share you. Yeah, I will share you all the queries, because we are connected, and whatever people have asked. Uh, can I share the rapid fire with you? Can I ask? You have to answer in one sentence and even in
Yes.
one word. You can
That
answer
if
in
you
one.
can, I do just want to add this one piece because I think it's important for the viewer
Yeah.
regarding the body. So I just wanted to add that when we are doing that big physical body block, so taking the blocks and releasing them through our body through big emotions so we can come down to a place. The purpose of why I'm speaking about the somatic work and why those big releases are important is what we've identified here is we need to come back to heart and emotionality. And so when the essence here is when we release those blocks, our emotional wisdom, our own wisdom to heal and work through any situation in life, we are made resilient. Our biology is made for survival. So we are born equipped to handle anything that comes at us in life. So the whole point of this whole body work is to return to our own body wisdom so that that can be released into our awareness so we can do the emotional healing work. So I'm not here to say that just if you just do this big thing, boom, you're going to be healed. That's not the case. The whole point is we can't even get to a level of authenticity and truth to really freaking heal ourselves if we're blocked up. We're only going to be working around the blockages and we're only going to have half healing and half truths. So that's why I say we have to excavate those things through the body so we can actually really get down and do some real deep digging and some real healing work, because with those we need those out of the way first. So that's why it's like this is a process of healing. And so I've been speaking really into one because I think we always just want to go cerebral. We want to use the head. We want to do anything that involves us not working with our body, not working with our heart, and not working with our emotionality, which is, in order to get to that truth, it's a freaking core element. So I just wanted to make that clear, is like the emotional wisdom comes when we're unblocked, and it comes effortlessly, and it gives you the power to solve and face anything that is happening in front of you and create true and real resilience to combat life and just handle everything coming at us. So it doesn't knock us down all the time, because life is hard, as you just said. We get broken up with and hearts broken, and we are designed to bounce back from that, right?
Actually,
we are empowered in that.
it is the main. I think it is the actual thing that happens with artists, that someone who is very much passionate about filmmaking and acting, he see life as a film. So that's why he put a lot of negativity in his mind. This is the case that has happened to me. Whatever I see in my life, I feel like my life is also a film. So I also want my God to make my life as a film. So much tragedy, so much of drama. So as I grow old, so I do not blame my life that it was not so interesting. It should be interesting. It should be tragic. It should be comedy. It should be some. It should be blend of many things. It should be diverse. If there is no diversity, there is no nothing. So this is how I wish from my life. And I also, in the last, I also invite you to come to Pakistan, because it's a it's a it's very unique country in the world. You will find so many characters here, so many characters. Means you will be puzzled that is there any country in this world that they have so many faces? The face we see on media is totally different from the face we see in the real. So I want you to come here, be live here, and see this a country with so many of different minds. So I cannot define there. There's
Right.
nobody on planet can define Pakistan. Trust me. If we say India, if we say India, yes, we can say Bollywood, we can say Shah Rukh Khan, we can say yoga. Pakistan, what? Come Pakistan, and you will have you will have some opinion. Nobody can explain this country. Trust me, because it's a
Well,
blend of everything.
that's just what I've been hearing. My quest has been like, I want to understand Pakistan. I want to understand Pakistan. Why am I been drawn to Pakistan? Like this is it's been a perplexing thing. And every time I meet anyone from Pakistan, I fall more and more in love. And like you said, every person's so diverse. Like I've been brought up to the mountains from one of my girlfriends in Pakistan. You know, I've had videos of villages and mud
Yeah.
huts and towns, like little towns that are flooded. And I'm just like, this place, it is so diverse, and I'm perplexed by it. And it just seems like it's filled also with so much culture and love and beauty and community and hospitality. Like the people I meet from Pakistan are amazing. I haven't met someone that I haven't adored with like every part of me. I'm just like, oh God, you're such a full cup. It's amazing. So I cannot wait. I cannot wait to
Yeah,
come to Pakistan. It's my
and
first
trust me,
trip that I have when COVID's
yeah,
done.
you should have first because Canada and Pakistan are just brothers. The first, I'm telling you a very interesting thing. There is treatment of coronavirus in every street of Pakistan. Our Pakistanis are scientists. Means everybody, if you talk to any person, he will give you a treatment of COVID. Means in the comedy sense, I'm telling you that our people are, I don't know how where intellect comes. Means if you ask them what is COVID, they will tell you take some this with water and you will be fine from COVID. COVID is fake. And if you meet somebody else, he will tell you, okay, take some black peppers and just chew them, take some like steam, you will be free from COVID. Now this is the way we have beat COVID. So now the cases are decreasing. I don't know that God is helping us, or is there any invisible power that is helping Pakistanis to overcome everything. That Alhamdulillah we are now fine in every aspect. But this is what I really, for every when I speak to any Indian, I also tell them that Pakistan is not about Taliban's, or Pakistan is not about, because we have not seen them. But sometimes when I see their television, Indian television, they are melodramatic about Pakistan. Pakistan has done this, Pakistan has done that, terrorist nurseries, this, that. Where is, means Pakistan is talking with you. Have you felt anything, any instinct of that? No, it is just a blame game. It is a power politics. It's just economic interest, marketing. So there are so many factors. So what do I believe is that when a person comes here, he will have his clarity of mind and clarity of thought of Pakistan. Your first visa should be no. You must have so many visas on your passport, but the next visa should be of Pakistan. I wish so. You be my
It's
guest.
Oh my God, I would love to. Like I can't tell you enough. Like my heart has been calling me to Pakistan for a while, and I basically have like a half pack suitcase going as soon as COVID's like as soon as we're in a place where it is safe enough. That's like one of the first trips I'm going on, and I can't wait to meet all of my friends. Like I've met so many amazing people from Pakistan who I'm so deeply connected with, and I'm just like, yeah, there's just so much gratitude and appreciation for each other. And I'm like, I can't wait to come to like go into the stories that we've been sharing. But we've been sharing about places that we like to go. And, I've seen so many videos of things that I'm like, I can't wait to go where they, we can go hand in hand together and walk and experience these places, and to see everyone's children, and to like hold their children, and like, just to fully experience it. Like this is one of the things I'm the most clear and being called to and the most excited about, of like, oh, when COVID's done, like I'm going, I can't wait. I'm so excited. So thank you.
Yeah, I am equally excited. So can I ask you about your horoscope sign? What is your horoscope sign? What is your horoscope sign?
Gemini.
Okay, Gemini.
Yes, I'm on the cusp of Taurus, so I'm like stubborn and strong, and then I'm also have like, there's different sides. There's like sweet and sour.
So Geminis are very courageous. They are very bold, and one thing that is correct about Geminis, according to my observation, is that they need love every time. They are really attention seekers. Now you can take it as a compliment or anything else, but they need love every time. Once you are detached from them, once you are not giving them love or care, they will soon be detached. They will weep. They don't wait. So they love, they seek,
Impatient.
and they just sometimes they burst into tears alone. These are the qualities of Geminis. Uh, so I do believe in astrology. That's why I because I'm a Sagittarius, so I qualify all the qualities of Sagittarius. What I read on Google and what I observe, so this all qualifies with me. Ma'am, it was really, I do not want to consume more time of you. It's been an hour, and looking forward to have more and more conversations with you, and take a lot of care of yourself. We will be in touch, and I am your sponsor for Pakistan. You can come here, and I have a lot of knowledge of Pakistan, of every street. Along with me, we will travel on motorbike. Motorbike is very good thing to travel. Okay, to observe things.
Yes. Now, did you want to do your rapid fire? I'm not going to leave until you get everything that you need here today. And you seemed really excited about your lightning round, and you were so gracious to allow me to finish that piece that I wanted to. So I'd still love to honor this lightning round if you're still game.
Okay. So can we start before we wind up?
What's that?
Can we start our rapid fire before we wind up?
Yes.
Okay. So
sorry. This is like my yes. When I'm excited, it's one of my ways of using my body to show my excitement. Yeah, without interrupting. So I learned that like this is something that really works for me, and I'm really excited. I just snap my fingers.
Okay. So you have to whatever I ask you, you have to answer in one word or one line. Okay.
Okay.
That should be descriptive. Okay. That should be descriptive.
One word or one line.
Yeah. So Pakistan.
Spiritual.
Okay. All right. Very good. Hollywood.
Fake.
Oh, really? Okay.
Did you say Bollywood or Hollywood?
Hollywood. Yeah.
Yeah, the first fake came up.
Okay, fake. All right. So now that's some Trump.
Awful, pain. Sorry, two things. Awful came up and pain came up.
Okay. Okay, Justin Trudeau. Handsome?
Sweet came up.
Okay, handsome.
No, sweet. Sweet as in nature, like a sweet nature, like a sweet boy. Like,
yeah.
Oh, they're very, very sweet.
Yeah, he's very sweet. I think that I cannot define him. He's so lovely. He's so lovely. Means I cannot explain this man. He's awesome. Totally awesome. That's why Canadian people are always awesome. They are welcoming.
Canada is pretty amazing. The people are great.
Great people, energetic people. One of the most awesome country in world. Lifestyle, positivity, everything. I have also interviewed Dr. Cynthia Stone. She was amazing. Means everyone I'm meeting from Canada is amazing. And this is just making me to shift Canada or to immigrate Canada.
So I'm coming to Pakistan and you're coming to Canada. We'll just swap places.
That will be, yeah. But first
Hop in and learn a bit.
but that exchange will happen. But you will be the first guest. You will be the first guest. You will be the first guest. Then I will come there. Done. Okay. Okay. So, what you feel about India? What is India for you?
Amazing. Actually came to me when you said India. I'm like, amazing. They have the best music, the best dance moves. Like, oh my gosh, my favorite music. Like, I think some of my favorite music to dance to is Indian music. Like, oh my God, it's the best.
Can you tell me anyone? Can you tell me any song or anything?
I don't know any songs. My sister married a man, an Indian man, and I used to go over there, and yeah, he would play me like all of his best stuff, and I would just like dance every single time. And they used to think it was hilarious. They'd have their friends over, my sister would be there, and I was like, this is the best thing ever. Like, where, because I don't like, I'm white, I'm in Canada, I'm not getting promoted. Bollywood multicultural music is not being promoted to me, which sucks. And so it's not until I'm in relationships with people from around the world that I get the good stuff, like the real good music that I like to dance to. So I don't actually know any of these names. It's just more of like using YouTube or, having a friend who actually has like a fresh set of music because they're a part of that culture, and somehow they're able to get a hold of that, which seems to be a bit harder for me when I want to find music that's of a different language, which is again part of why this whole systemic the interweb is, I don't know how it happens or why, but I haven't liked what I've learned. But it's catered to keep us friggin' prejudiced against each other and to not be exposed to different colors and different cultures and different sounds, right? So it's like it just creates more fear. But I noticed that actually when I was trying to get more of that music and a bit more of that variety, that I was like, why is it so hard for me to get this music? Why isn't it showing up for me? Like, why do other countries have only this language of music and it's everywhere, but how come it's not here? How come I can't, enjoy it the same way? So deeper seeds.
You may be enjoying, the classical music. Yeah, it's awesome. It's lovely. Okay, male, female. What you feel? In one word, you have to find male.
Same but different.
Same but different. For male and female both, right?
Same but different.
Okay, same but different. Okay, love.
To set you free.
Okay, flirt.
Play came out. Flirt, play.
Well, that's so nice of you, and I'm pretty like impressed by the genuinity of the answers, because everything was clean, clear, and there was no like argument, nothing at all. And this was so sweet rapid fire with you.
Thank you. That was fun. I like the rapid fire. It's a great exercise for like practicing your intuition. Is like, what's the first thought you had?
No, there, in some industries, in like Bollywood and Hollywood, in celebrity shows, when they ask rapid fire, it become controversy. When you pass any negative comment or when you say any negative thing, it become a news. So rapid fires are very hard sometimes. Now this is a friendly conversation, but if it would be on television, that could create a controversy. So rapid fires are never easy. They're very hard. Rapid fires are very hard. I do believe that.
I liked it. It was calming for me. I was like, I only have to come up with one thing and just answer what comes up naturally. Cool. First thought I have. I'm good at that.
Well, these are the simple means. I was wishing that for female or male there will be some unique thing, but you just like summarize the answer with same. So I'm not getting that. What is the same? Okay, male and female are same, but what is the first thought that come into your mind when you hear the word male? Same.
On the inside, for me, I feel more male than female. Like on the inside I've always aspired to be more like my dad. I was more attracted to how men interacted. It was I'm a very much a woman and come with all those sides too. But I always like craved being trained and raised more like a man. And so a lot of my work has just been, trying to understand these roles, because I always felt like I wanted to go one way, but was being told I needed to go another way. And so the messaging was really confusing, because I kept being like, but I'm both of these things. And I kept learning that I had, it just kept getting more and more confusing as I grew up. Just kept getting more confused of like, but like, there's meaning to things. And then, so it's been a process of like being like, well, what the hell is that all about? Why is it so confusing? And yeah, and it's just like, yeah, we're mostly, I think, the same. We're just raised out of that sameness and to difference. And I'm learning that I think there's understandings of our biology that make us different, that are really helpful if we can recognize. There's just certain things of understandings that's like, I think we do build so much better in the world if we could recognize
Exactly.
those differences and then learn to honor them, because I think these things are happening whether we believe it or want to see it or are wise to it or not. But it's running the show. But yeah, I do think at the end of the day we're more the same than different. It just our biology seems to be like the only thing that really has like some differences, and then the main thing is just how we're socialized around the gender that we present, which is why I a lot of me is a bit challenging, because I look a certain way, but I confuse the hell out of people on the regular. They're like, you're not what I thought it was. I'm like, I know, I'm here to like trigger your projections on the world and what you think people are. You make an idea about them and you create a whole story up, and then you get to actually talk with them and you learn like, oh, you're really perplexing. Yes, I am. And so are you. We all are. We're simple, complex people that have just been like, yeah, made complicated.
Actually,
with all of our rules.
See, the thing is, what I have seen is many women label them as like more male. Now, it's my perception. I feel that whatever we talk is our own perception. That is not reality. What we take things, it is our own perception. Reality is something different. For females who feel like that they were grown up like a male, so they have sense of like resilience, that males are more resilient, males are more calm, and males are more like courageous than women. So there is certain thing that is attached to the word male, that when we say that no, I am just like males, my friend circle is male, I do not have more female friends, but I have male friends. So they are actually communicating that I am more courageous, I am more resilient, and I am like more male, because females are like, they do not have that kind of courage, they do not have that kind of temperament. So these are some quality that males have, I think, like temperament, like ignoring little small things. But in females, they are stuck from little things. They do not ignore. They do not have sense of like ignore. That's why there is no single female who has been died of heart attack. There are more males who have died of heart attacks than females. No female has, and females die common, not males die commonly rather than females. You will see grandma everywhere. You will not see grandfather everywhere. There is always a grandma. There is no grandfather. That's a main problem. So women have more age than men.
Can I speak to that just for a moment? This is really good stuff.
Yeah, sure.
I think
Please.
the reason you're sharing what you're sharing is exactly where my passion is right now, is because socialization, the way that we are raised, and right. So if our parents are like, oh, you're born as a girl, and you get identified by because of a piece of your body, a piece of your, I have an arm, you have an arm. My arm's a bit different. Now you're something else. So you're being raised as, you're being told who you are and then raised as that. So I don't actually think that in our biology that men have these qualities and women are different. I don't believe that at all. It's like if I say that because if you look at different cultures around the world that have different beliefs where women are treated and raised with a different set of values and beliefs, they are very different. You can see them, they're badass, they're warriors, they're doing all of this stuff. Like they have all the drive. If anything, it's out succeeding the men. But it's just purely like we've been born into these systems which box us in and train our programming to be a certain way. So I feel like at this exact time of history, we're punching through those systems, we're breaking through and we're making up new rules. And some people are like, no, don't take away what I know. But we're like, but I can't not anymore. Because why? Men are dying early because women are like, in some respects, I'm being very general here, are like, we're raised that it's like, it's more okay to have emotion. Like, and we're still penalized. We're like, oh, you can have emotions, but then we're going to punish you for it, for having all your emotions, and then use it as reasons for like, to like lack your success or to downplay because you're emotional. But we're going to give you that freedom. And also we're secretly mad at you because we're letting you do it and we want to do it. So there's this whole like fucked up dynamic here with like that. And then there's the like, we've got the armored men who aren't allowed to feel. So like, what resist persists. So remember I said, like, as you get older, we get tighter and tighter and tighter. Well, if men are not allowed to feel and laugh and play and cry, it means they're not healing. So men are just becoming more armored, more toxic, more broken, more awful to be with for a woman, right? And so they're getting harder and harder and harder, and then they die. They die young because they're providing and they're filling all these roles and they're not getting the love and they're not expressing themselves and they got to be this way. That is going to kill any person. That would kills the soul. It kills the soul. We can't live without a soul. So no wonder men are dying. No wonder men are dying younger. Like, it's fucking bullshit. You guys should be allowed to play and laugh, and and it's up to the women too. We got to work our stuff because we need to hold space for you men too.
But the problem is that there is certain quality in women by the God that if we are dedicated to a woman, we are dedicatedly 100%. Means we cannot live without her. This is the only thing that males have. That's why they have a lot of emotions. Means if we are dying for someone, we are actually dying for someone. We do not have a second thought in our mind. This is what I feel about male. That's why they are less expressive. They have lack of expression in their selves. They do not decorate their selves because they feel that they should give more space to women. This is my expression because when we love, we actually love with the core of our heart. We easily fall in love. I do believe that. But when we are actually loving, we are loving with every aspect. This is my understanding about males. That's why we die early rather than grandmas.
Oh God, I love men so much. You guys are so amazing. Oh my God, this is like so. Oh, wow. Yes, I love that. I wish that all men could walk from this place speaking.
When someone asks you for a pizza at 4 a.m. that I need it, and that's your girlfriend. Okay, so you have to go on your motorbike and you have to go to the pizza shop. You do not have money. You have to arrange the money. You have to buy the pizza. You have to go into her street. There are a lot of dogs. They are barking. They are coming beside you. You have to manage the dogs. You have to manage the size of pizza, and its cheese should not fall. Okay, you have to go to her gate. She will say, shh, don't talk, my parents will awake. And you have to still there and whole the neighborhood is watching you. That what is actually happening. There is an affair of these both. Okay, you have to manage that also. You have to give the pizza and you have to move back to the home without any kiss, without anything. Now this is the situation that a male can bear. A woman cannot bear. This is happening. We don't need full suits. We do not need coats. We do not need pant shirts. we are. Okay, we do not need some haircuts, we don't need anything, we just need peace of mind. This is happening in our society, that we just need calmness in mind. But at the end of the day, after doing everything, our own girlfriends taunt us that you are not handsome anymore, but she does not feel that because of her I am not handsome anymore. So this is some like taboos that exist in our society, but it varies in society. If it is a Pakistani society, the dynamics will be different. But if it is a Canadian society, if I say I love you, then the reply comes, no, you are not my love. I treated you as a best friend. You are crossing your border. How dare you to ask me that I love you? But in another society, when we say I love you to a woman, she may reply, oh my God, you really love me. Oh my God. Now this gives a sense of encouragement to the males. But here, unfortunately, I'm not blaming all the girls. Here, unfortunately, after a long relationship of 1 year, 2 years, when we propose, hey, XYZ, okay, I love you, we present a rose. Now she says, huh? How dare you to behave like that? You know, I don't love you. I treated you as a best friend. Now you are crossing your limits. Please don't call or SMS me next time. Now this is happening. So this is, but this varies in society. Now these are the fundamentals that we face in our life. So that's why males die early. It's very hot topic.
You know what? I would actually love it if you're open to this. I would love to have like as a whole hour, almost even an hour and a half, because I wanna break this down. These conversations are at our core. You just said it. This is the reason people are dying. Why aren't we
Exactly.
talking about this more? Why isn't this a central point in our discussions on the daily about how we can get along better, how we can love each other more, how can we be more transparent? What are, it's personal too, right? Like what I just heard was this an example of love languages. Like, hey, you're not speaking love in the language that I need and understand, and it helps me know that you love me. Like that's a very individualized, unique process, right? And so, and a lot of times we don't really learn what that is until we're in relationships and figuring out love and making all kinds of mistakes. And, and then we're all hard on each other because we all love each other and everything hurts and feels really good or it doesn't. And, there's this whole journey there. So it's a really complicated thing that I would love to talk more about and break down further, because I feel like I have easily like 100 questions I could ask you about, like deepening all the things that you shared. I would like to unpack it more and just like learn more viscerally around the outskirts of what you're sharing, because I think these are conversations we need to have. I'm pretty sure that everyone here is listening, going, shaking their head, being like at the edge of their seat. Like I can almost guarantee you, anyone who's watching me is on their edge of their seats, hoping we don't stop talking, because this is so core. This is so core. This is relating to everyone, right? Like we can't live without relationships. If you're here on this earth, you came from a relationship. You came from a uterus, right? You came from a seed. You came out of someone's body to be here.
Exactly.
Right. So this is central. This is core. I'd like to, I'm very interested.
Well, but I just believe that there are certain like marriage companies who present the photos of the girls to the boys, like, please, is she fine? Means why this is happening? There should be madness in love. A guy should have the will, the madness to attract a girl. A girl should have some sort of attraction to a boy. There should be some madness. There should be honesty. There should be truth. There should be mutual respect and understanding. You give your full potential to that love. I feel that if you get your true love in your life, it is a treatment of all the psychological diseases. If you have a true loving wife, you don't need money. Trust me, I have seen the people who have income of just $100 in a month. They are happy. Why? Because when we learn their stories, they have their true love with them, who is cooperating in every aspect of life. So we are rushing to the money, but we have a lot of stories that are born by the true love. So the true love is the main thing. So the main objective, what I miss in my life, is that there should be a girl who really loved me a lot. That whenever she watch me in her imagination, she must think that, oh my God, Samarth, my God, means she should take some breaths, the breaths that should not have definition. She must see me everywhere. So now we want that feeling, because whatever we are doing in our life, I do not see its meaning. We earn money, we buy bungalows, we buy cars, we buy everything. But if your wife does not love you, what you earned in your life? But if she's mad, you are like earning something, and she's mad for you, she's crazy for you, then you have earned everything in your life. That is true love. There should be someone, because we male and female are born with from one body. We believe male and female are born from one body, so their attraction, their attachment is like is legal. I can say it's legal. It's emotional. It's natural. We cannot uh, separate them. So we can fall so many times in love, but the main thing is we should find a true love. That is the treatment of everything. We don't need anything, I feel, because I have seen fresh minds when they have love, when they have like they have the wife that they love them. No divorce, nothing happens. No divorce happens. No counseling happens. They fight every time. Now that's the true sign of the sign of a true love is that the both husband and wife will fight every second, every time, but both have the trust that they will not separate each other, because they love each other with grace, with passion, with madness. So they have fight every time, but they know that they have a lovely story behind them. So this is what I really miss in my life, that I should not have committed so many flirts in my life. So I could have like earned this, but I'm looking forward to this in my that maybe one day this happens to me.
Invite me to the wedding. I'm not missing it. Betcha I'm going to Pakistan. I'm gonna dance it up with you and your
Yeah, no,
yeah.
I, trust me. I am of that nature that if you will, like even if you say yes, I'm coming Pakistan tomorrow, I will make all the arrangements by today. I am of that nature, because I do not listen to anybody else. I think from my mind. Now this mind has an extra cognitive power of calculating things by itself. Okay, so my neuro has its own definition, its own complexities. So there is nothing. I listen to myself. I behave my I do things by myself. I do not like follow anyone. So if you say yes today, then all the arrangements will be made, along with ticket, along with visa, everything.
That's amazing. I feel like this is like for anyone who's watching, if you're from Canada, this is the hospitality of Pakistan. This has been like every woman, every man, every family member that I've met from Pakistan. This is the stuff that comes out of these connections. Okay. So if you're ever fearing difference, like this juiciness, this beauty, this love right now, like this is the heart of Pakistan. This is what I experience every time I'm connecting with people. Okay. So please don't be scared if you just haven't met people from these parts of the world, because they're like, look, oh my god, so loving. Like how are people, how are so many missing from this kind of leadership? Like you're leading me in my life right now by how much giving is happening here. And I think it's a model that we should extend or consider extending, because this is so grateful. Thank you so much. Thank you so
Thank you
very
so,
much.
so thank you so much. And trust me that it was feeling like two old friends are meeting, and
Yeah.
we have known each other for so many years, because it's your gratitude, it's your love, and it's your like power, and it's your blissfulness that encouraged me to uncover myself a lot. Because when I speak with my guest, so sometimes I'm not even comfortable, so the things go in a flow. But today I really feel that we are sitting in an hotel on a coffee, and we are taking sips, and we are having conversation of our life stories. So this will happen. Okay, so now my cup is empty, unfortunately.
Cornflakes. Cereal mug. But it's happy. This guy's whistling. I like that.
So bachelors have one thing common in their bedrooms. They have empty cup at the time of 5 a.m. Now that's the first thing that the bachelors have. First,
The
a
first thing
cup.
that bachelors have is an empty cup in the morning.
Empty cup at the 5 a.m. At the 6 a.m. their mother wakes up and they get their tea ready. But at the 5 a.m. they have an empty cup. Why? Along with their couch. Why? Because they wake up all the night dreaming about their future wife, and they take some sips of the tea at the midnight. They have a habit of taking tea at the midnight because caffeine is something that make you happy. So they repeatedly take caffeine to make them happy. Now this is the nature of bachelors. They have to take tea at 3 a.m. anyhow, 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. because it is the high time of ideas. So to calm down their ideas, they have to take tea repeatedly. This is the thing. That may be some unique thing for you, but it's a truth. Whoever listening, they will agree with me.
Okay, can you summarize that for me one more time? Because this is like very new. If you're a bachelor,
Yeah.
like so does that work for women too, or is it just for men typically? Or is it just anyone who's like single? Okay, so if you're single and you're sleeping, you should have caffeinated tea.
For males, I'm talking about for
Okay,
male.
only for males. Okay, so if you're a male and you're single and you're sleeping in Pakistan, do you make the tea before you go to bed and then?
No. First of all, you will not sleep on time. This is the first thing. Second, as you are waking up till 4 a.m., so you need tea. You need tea at 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. So when you need
Oh,
tea,
you mean to wake up for the day? They're having their
exactly.
tea to kind of give them that early
Exactly.
rise so that by the time
See,
they're getting up there, okay.
See, you are 30 years, you are 28 or 29 years old. You do not have like life partner. You are thinking of an ideal life partner. You have overthinking, okay, and you are waking up whole the night. And at 2 a.m. you desperately need caffeine. When you desperately need caffeine, you have to make it by your own self because you do not have wife and your mother is sleeping. So when you make tea for yourself and you are taking at 3 a.m., so now the empty cup, okay, it will be parked alongside your couch. And so many bachelors sleep on couch. They do not sleep on beds. They do not sleep on beds because they have fear. They have fear, and so that's the only thing that they sleep on couch and they have empty cups. This is the science behind the empty cup. There is no other thing. And empty cigarette packets also. Empty cigarette packet and an empty cup, tea cup. And that's not my self creation, that I have observed in my in my life.
And what does it help with? Like, what's the intentionality of this practice?
Well, there is no certain intention of that, but it is natural because when you have to when you are overwhelmed with so many thoughts, you have to take caffeine. You do not have choice because if you see outside the window, there is no park. There are losers who will advise you with some failure things. Okay, if there is some Hannah outside my home, so I will not take caffeine because her communication is just like a caffeine. Okay, but if there is XYZ whom I communicate that, yeah, I'm feeling that, and he's saying, oh my god, that is bullshit. So am I good to communicate my message to him, or am I good to okay with my caffeine? Surely I will take caffeine. So we do not have people who really understand us. We do not have people. We need to create the people who really understand our message. They treat us that you guys are mad. But when I'm talking with you, the people who are listening to this session, they will treat me as intellectual. Why? There's a thin line between intellect and being mad. You have to be active listener. When you are an active listener, when somebody really understand you, somebody really pick you, they will treat you that, yeah, he's right. Everybody's Everybody is correct in his own self. I'm correct with myself, you are correct with yourself, but there is a mutual thing that is called intellect, that is called wisdom, that is called understanding, that is connecting us. Now that is the science, but that is no like a certain intention for that. Empty cup. Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. News every day. I'm just, what are we doing here for time? How do you feel so far? This has been amazing. I feel
Yeah.
like time has stood still, and I'm just like, there's nowhere else I'd rather be. This is amazing. I'm looking forward to, like, I'm here and already excited for our next visit.
Sure. We will always be talking, and it's really, and I will also share with you some other unique things that are not being told uh, even today, because I have observed a lot of things. Because I told you I do creative writing, and I have a lot of interest in anthropology and observing people, their attitudes, their behaviors. I travel a lot, and I'm very down to earth person. I do not have attitude. I don't know the word attitude, what it means really. I love empathy. So there will be a lot of stuff we will discuss in the next session. And when you come to Pakistan, then you will really, hopefully, I will wait for your visit to Pakistan. Yeah.
Amazing. I'm actually already seeing there's a family that has 3 children, and I don't know, as soon as you said that, I was just like, I'm also like, I just can't wait to like hold the children of these children that I've met and like seen photos of, and I was just like, I don't know, I'm just imagining like walking in Pakistan and like seeing all my friends and like just getting to I don't know, I'm just like, I can't go. Yeah, it's a dream of mine.
There is a lot of gratitude. You will love it. Trust me, you will love it. You will love the you will love the way people are. You will love the way people are. If you go with your laptop to any repairman in Pakistan, and you will say that there is no solution for this laptop, he will say, I will make solution for your laptop. They have confidence. They have self confidence. They can make everything. We call it
Wow.
jugaad in Urdu. Word
Jugar?
jugaad. Yeah, jugaad.
Jugar.
Yeah, jugaad. Okay, so if your car is like if there is any complex problem in life, Pakistanis have solution. I bet you on that. Pakistanis have solution of every problem. I don't know where this intellect comes. I told you earlier
Wow.
in this conversation that we are like of that people, that we have solution of everything. Everything. Nobody will say that sorry, I don't know about this. Everyone will contribute something.
Interesting. Can we bookshop that for one of our next conversation is I wanna break down a little bit more. Sorry, my hair is caught on my earring. I want to break down why the values, where those beliefs, the belief in themselves and the value of that. I want to study a bit more, like where did that get seeded, how and why, and then we'll see what conversation comes out of that. That I'm very curious about. That we can do anything attitude. Again, there's still so much magic about Pakistan. I feel like I'm like, it's just like a treasure box that I'm like waiting to uncover, because I discovered deeper levels of my own spirituality from connecting more with Pakistan. And I and I actually met someone. I was away traveling, and I met someone who was also from Pakistan, and we had this like incredible connection, just sharing about the country. And so I was actually live with this person, so it was like it was even more special to experience like their fresh energy and the way they were speaking about Pakistan. And we were just like, I was like, yes, every time I think of Pakistan, I imagine this like hover of protected energy. And there's just like there's something about it. And he was speaking in this way of like talking about there's something like kind of over Pakistan, this like interesting, again, I don't know how to fully articulate it in words, because I'm so kinesthetic. This is where I need a friend who's like really good with words to be like, oh, she's experiencing this. But in long short, Pakistan's a special place. And
Yeah.
I'm got all these questions about like why.
Okay. So your question is why, right? Okay.
Why? Yeah. And so why and the beliefs and values. So why
Okay.
and how? Why and how? And then what? So like what is it about those values and beliefs that what is the culture like? So there's a result, right? Like there's a result of things, but like why and how? And then like I want to discuss that further in a bit more of like a philosophical conversation is like what, how, why, what? What result is coming out of like these values and belief systems, and how can we adopt those values and beliefs that are great about this place into other areas of the world. And from what I understood from this conversation today, particularly in the feminine roles in life, is like how can we adopt and oh, I can do it, I can figure it out. And like because I do believe like whenever I've been up against the wall and I was really forced to be like, how am I going to do this, like how am I going to find a way, I've always found a way. And it was like it wasn't without having my back up against the wall. So I'm really interested to hear about how we can learn from Pakistan these beliefs and these values, and how can we integrate that anywhere that we are in the world, and bring a little Paki magic into our lives. Sorry, that was a short form. I don't know if that sounded weird, but Pakistan magic. It was meant very, very innocent. I just realized. I'm not sure if Paki is an insulting way to refer.
No. Paki is very good. Yeah. So many of our foreign friends call us Pakis. So Pakis is actually, Paki is a word that is in our local language, Urdu. It is called clean. So whenever somebody says us Paki, it means we are clean.
Oh my
So
God, that's so cool. Okay.
Yeah,
That's
Paki
nice.
word is,
I'm happy
yeah,
about that.
when we say Paki, when you say, okay, he's a Paki male, so means you are actually saying he's a clean male, he's a hygienic male. So I can rephrase it like that. So it's awesome. It's awesome nickname. It's awesome nickname. So can I answer your question of why Pakistan is like that?
Yes.
Okay.
And then I think if you're ready, we could start wrapping it up. I'm
Yeah,
like
sure.
very much in the vortex right now. I'm in the like I can't feel
Okay,
I can't feel tired,
this will,
hunger, water. Like I might need to eat again soon, but I'm like I can't when I'm in this kind of energy, I can't feel anything. I can work for 8 hours in this and be like, why? Oh, something's happening. I'm like, oh my God, I haven't eaten or drank anything. So I have to also like make sure I pull in my boundaries
that will be, yeah,
self-care.
okay. Now that is the last answer of our conversation. Okay. So I will try to summarize it because it will be the detailed answer, but I will summarize it. First of all, uh, Pakistan Pakistan was not Pakistan before 1947. You know that Pakistan and India were treated as subcontinent. Okay. Now the Pakistan is the only place that has been ruled by so many rulers, so many invaders. And every invader, whenever they have invaded the particular portion of Pakistan, they have gifted us their certain habits, their certain rituals, their certain doings. Okay. So in Pakistan, Alexander came, in Pakistan, Mongols came, in Pakistan, Chinese came, in Pakistan, every invader came here. And they left footprints of their habits, their rituals, their greeds, their honesty, their everything. So, with the passage of time, even you can find the steps of Buddha here. That's why, because of the steps of Gautam Buddha, because the step of Krishna, because the steps of so many of our prophets, there are certain rituals, there are certain beliefs, there are certain caste system, there are certain logics in people. Now, due to that footprints of invaders, due to due to the mysticism philosophy, the mystic people, we have mashup of beliefs, we have mashup of thoughts, we have mashup of things. So that's why our society is of not of one idea. Our society is divided into so many ideas. You will find a secular in one street, you will find a religious person in the second street, you will find a atheist in the third street. So this is why we are of very different thoughts. And the next thing is, we are also ruled recently by British India, by the like Queen Victoria. In that Queen Victoria time, our infrastructure was changed, our rituals were changed. Due to the invaders for 1,000 of years and their footprints, we have adopted their habits, we adopted their like so many things. So this is how we are like that. We cannot be of one thought. We have indifferences all the time, and we are like that for, I think, for in coming years also. So this is how Pakistan is. So that was long answer, but I feel that when you are like uh, here, when you are pushed from the generations, your generations have been told so many things, so many different things. So the outcome will be of some like ununderstandable thing. So Pakistan is like that because we have been invaded by so many times by different cultures, different civilizations. That's why we are like that.
Wow. I have so much to reflect on today. And I have so many more questions. I'm almost like, oh, I'm gonna have to really like settle in for this week because there's so much I get to learn about.
Very
I have my mind's yeah. It's hungry. My mind is hungry for knowledge. I want to learn more. I want to talk more about these things. I want to understand more. I want to see more in my mind. It's like, the more I get in there, the more I'm like, but what about all these other things? I want my full mind to fill up. I can't come yet. So I'm just going to have to keep revisiting these discussions.
Yeah, sure, sure. I'm always here, and I'm always ready anytime, anytime.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
And keep that word whenever you talk with any Pakistani. Always do ask them that what is jugaad. Please write down this. They will love it, and they will.
Jugar. I know Jugar. Jugar.
Yeah.
Jugar. Where did I learn this? Who did I learn this from? And why can't? Okay, hold on. Jugar. Can you remind me?
Jugaad. Word jugaad. What is jugaad? Yeah. They will give you some interesting answer for that.
So ask Pakistani people, what is Jugar?
What is jugaad? Yeah. And why Pakistanis are famous for jugaad?
So you're not going to tell me I have to wait till my next conversation?
Yeah.
Oh, didn't you realize I'm a stubborn Gemini? And I'm like, okay, I'm going to have to, this will have to be my carrot. You can motivate people with a stick. You can hit them over the head on a stick and say, change, 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 and beat them to the pulp, or you can motivate them with a carrot. I feel like you just motivated me to come back to my next conversation with a carrot. And you're like, okay, I find out what Jugar. Amazing. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much. And take a lot of care of yourself and so much love, gratitude. Amazing, amazing. I really love it. This is one of the best session I had in my live session career in my life. Thank you so much. Stay blessed. And we are in touch always. We are in touch. We will always be in touch. Thank you so much, ma'am. Lots of it. Thank you. Thank you. Goodbye. Bye-bye.